Hello, Mission Pro Wrestling fans all over the world. I'm Emily May. Welcome to On a Mission. I have Veda Scott with me.
Hello.
How are you? It's been a wild night of wrestling.
Yes. I have a confession. I was unable to watch any of it. I saw a little bit on tweets and things. I don't have a great Wi-Fi and I don't have cable right now. So I'm doing the podcast. Seems like it's doing okay, but I didn't watch any of it. So
okay, well, I won't spoil it.
No. I followed along. I followed along on Twitter while I was doing other stuff, but I haven't seen anything beyond GIFs. So
yeah, well, it's been a very exciting Tuesday, and we're a few weeks away from Mission Pro's Thriller. So all of the frights and fun and spookiness is starting to begin. We're mid-October, so I don't know if you're getting into spooky season or the fans out there. I see the fans have taken over the chat. Yes. I'm excited to see some familiar names and faces in the chat. I hope everyone enjoyed their wrestling night as well. But we're going to break down 4 matches tonight, Veda. We're going to talk through 4. All of these matches are exciting. All of the matches on the card are exciting. But we're gonna break our prediction show into 2 because there's so much to talk about.
Okay, I am ready.
I know that you'll be on the call. Yes. For Thriller, so we're excited to have you.
So this time I feel like I should try to be more objective with my prescriptions, my predictions than I normally am. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll try.
Okay. All right. Well, it's going to be hard because I know calling a show, you get into it, you get excited, but you do have to be kind of subjective in the middle as things kind of break down. Yeah. So I get it. It's hard to, you got to focus on the action, call it down the line.
Well, but, Mission Pro is a promotion where I have wrestled a lot of the athletes, but I've never wrestled in Mission Pro. So I feel like I can be more objective than a lot of places there. Like I am coming into Mission Pro purely as a broadcaster. So, but we'll see. I don't know. I do have my favorites.
Exactly. I mean, you do have your favorites. So the matches that we're going to break down tonight, and I want everyone in the chat to get really excited, get really involved, because maybe there's a special Halloween treat because we have 2 prediction shows. And so if there's some good banter and some good back and forth, maybe we'll pick Veda as the judge of the costume contest. We'll pick a favorite fan.
Okay.
So we're going to break down 4 matches tonight. We're going to break down Queen Uju versus Shay Carmichael, Amira versus Ladybird, Jasmine versus Britney, and the Casket match, which I know has been the talk of the town, and there's been some more social media back and forth on that between JP and Black Swan. So which one do you want to start with? I was going to just start with Queen Uju and Shay Carmichael.
All right, yeah, I'll let you direct
that one up.
Yeah, let's do that one first. I think I saw someone mention that match too in the chat.
Exactly. I think above here, I see from Bob Burger. Hi, Bob Burger. I think Shay versus Uju is going to be really interesting. They have both been having increasingly competitive matches at previous shows. And, when we break it down just from when Shay and Queen Uju joined Mission Pro, it was around the same time. And so they have the same amount of matches under their belts, but they're coming at it with a very different attitude, very different styles. And so Veda, as a broadcaster looking in, you've seen the results of some of their matches previously, and now they're facing each other. Queen Uju, we've seen this confidence, this style, and Shay Carmichael is kind of the girl next door, still kind of building her confidence, but we've seen it grow with every match that she's had here at Mission Pro. And so where's your thought process here? Where do you stand with this match?
So it really is an interesting dynamic because although Uju and Shay have been in Mission Pro for about the same time, Uju has had that confidence of a winner since the moment she stepped through the curtain. I mean, she's always had that. I've known her for a few years since she was first started training, and she's always had that. And Shay Carmichael, that's not to take anything away from her, but like you said, she kind of has a more, her personality, I think, is a little bit different than Uju's. She is maybe still getting her footing a little bit in Mission Pro in terms of like figuring out where she fits in and where she goes, like in terms of, the pecking order on the roster. And I don't know, I feel like what's holding Shay back is maybe she needs that little bit of extra confidence. So whether she can pull on that and bring it out in this match with Uju, or if it's going to take fighting someone with the confidence of Uju to maybe like rub off on her, I think it's going to be a huge, like possibly just like a real big turning point for Shay Carmichael.
Yeah, I mean, Brian brought this point up too, that neither have won at Mission Pro either. So that's also an interesting dynamic when you're bringing that energy in. You have to prove, they both want to prove something. They want to prove something to Mission Pro management, Mission Pro fans, to people watching around the world, that this match is important to them and it's building the stepping stones for bigger things. So I can see how this match is very important to both of them. So the strategy behind it and the thought process and how they go about presenting themselves in this match is going to be vital, I think, for them moving forward. Let's see. Joseph in the chat says Shay Carmichael has that presence with the audience where she can be everybody's friend, but you wouldn't know she is a pro wrestler. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's kind of what I'm saying. We're like, Shay is a great competitor. She's an amazing athlete, amazing young talent, but I don't know if she necessarily has the edge yet that we've seen you really need to be super competitive at a high level, especially in a place like Mission Pro. Like, I mean, look at who our champion is. Like, that is someone with an edge for sure. So I don't know. I feel like that's a place that Shay Carmichael still needs to get, but this match could be the one where she really
so I'm mistaken, Veda. I'm gonna totally I messed up there. That they both did win at Boiling Point. I totally missed.
Well, but it's sort of still the same point that they're kind of both competitively on the same level in Mission Pro, and like with everything constantly changing, everyone shifting around with title contention, like you got to get the edge. Like you have to have more wins. So I think that the point still remains that they're both kind of in the same position and looking to break out.
Yeah, I mean, if they get their one win, then they have to. So now they have to face each other. So that's, again, like you said, it's a very different dynamic.
For sure.
My cat is trying to. I don't know what my cat's doing behind me. My cat wanted to join the show. Are you having fun? Let's say hi. Oh no, she doesn't want to say hi. Okay, she's gone. So this will be interesting. Queen Uju beat Nova Phoenix. Yes, I know, Bob Berger. Thank you for reminding me. I looked at my results notes again.
Brian is just
keeping me honest.
Yeah, well, no, honestly, I think it's Brian just testing.
Brian, are you testing
the Mission Pro? Well, not even you testing the Mission Pro fan base who like immediately are there with the stats. Yeah, so like if you're wondering, if anyone who wrestles for Mission Pro wonders if our fans pay attention, yes, they're
do. Paying attention. My brain, I had a little brain fart. So that happens, you guys. That happens. That's normal. So, all right. So officially, I know you're trying to be impartial here, but if you had to officially make a prediction, Veda, and everyone in the chat, I want to know. I know I had a few Queen Ujus, but officially, everyone put your predictions in the chat. And Veda, where do you think this match will sway?
So going into it, I was going to say Uju, but now that we've kind of talked it out and we talked about how, this could be what takes Shay Carmichael to the next level, I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it might be Shay.
Okay. Why do you think it might be Shay?
I don't know. I feel like, and I think a lot of people in the chat agree with me that it just feels like she's really just kind of on the cusp of breaking out in Mission Pro, but she just needs a little bit something extra, maybe a little bit more aggression to push her over the edge. And there's no one who can bring out the aggression. It's someone like Queen Uju. So that's why I'm going to go with Shay. I think this match might be the one for her.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna put my prediction in. I'm gonna go the opposite direction. I'm gonna team Queen Uju, just because I think she has a little bit spicier edge that she brings to the ring, a little bit more. Again, I think that confidence can be overpowering, and she's kind of been very vicious in her matches.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of sneaky, and I think that is going to maybe overpower kind of this girl next door persona that Shay brings. Even though we've seen Shay kind of build up, I feel like Queen Uju might have the upper hand here.
Okay, that's fair too. Maybe it can. I don't know. It can go
and
either
I know
way.
I hate picking people and favorites, and you know.
I think what I really do agree with, and a couple people have said this in the chat, is that this one is going to be great no matter who wins, because it really is like that moment where we have two athletes who are looking to move up the ranks and are kind of at that same level. And I think that oftentimes will bring just the best out of people.
Yeah. Brian says, my prediction is pain. Yes, there will definitely be some pain at Thriller. It is the Halloween show, so who knows?
Yes.
So there's like blood and guts and who knows, zombies and mummies and who knows what might happen. No Gimmicks podcast is also a wonderful sponsor of some of our matches coming up for Thriller.
Awesome.
So thank you for supporting. They say Queen Uju is taking this one, but Shay will definitely have a great showing. All right. Team Queen Uju there. Joseph says, even if Queen Uju wins, I think this will be the match that puts Shay Carmichael on the map.
So it really could be a victory for everyone, including us.
I think it's a victory just to be in a Mission Pro ring. I think that's the victory.
All right. So this one we're not quite sure on, but everyone's excited.
I think it's about half and half.
Yeah.
I think
everyone's super excited though. All right.
I think everyone's excited. Everyone's ready to feel the pain, Veda. Ready to feel the pain? All right. We are going to talk about this one, which could be a really interesting match. We're going to get to Amira versus Ladybird. Our Mission Pro Cup holder kind of has interesting stipulations here. Interesting kind of, potential ramifications in this match. Amira, we spoke to a few weeks ago, right? Got to know her. And then Ladybird is our Mission Pro Cup holder. She won it in that gauntlet match. Very tough competition, kind of going through all of those competitors. And so she kind of has a target on her back here as the Mission Pro Cup holder. There's a lot riding on this match, a lot potentially riding on people that win this cup. Because again, they can cash it in at any point.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
You okay?
Yeah, my phone flashed at me, so I went to pick it up, and I accidentally hit the voice recorder. So it was just sending someone completely unrelated to pro wrestling, you talking, and I was like, I'm sorry. Everything's fine.
Well, now I can't. Now all of our conversations, you're sending it to random people.
I'm sorry. I might have. Well, maybe I got a new viewer for Thriller, someone who does not watch professional wrestling.
They're like, what are they talking about? Zombies and
technical difficulties. All right, here we go.
That's okay.
Amira and Ladybird.
We're good. Brian is saying sleeper match of the night contender. Are you saying that about Amira and Ladybird or about Shay and Queen Uju?
Yeah, we might get a new fan.
Matthew Barnes says Ladybird all the way. She's the best. Walter, I knew Emily would not pick Shay.
Wow.
Why is that?
Wow.
Tell me your theory.
Wow.
You've been watching me too much, Walter. Calling me out here. I think, yes, Joseph, we need to clip out that clip of Veda freaking out about her phone, because I was not sure what was happening. I
wasn't sure what was happening either. I didn't understand why I couldn't get it to stop. So everyone's saying that Ladybird and Amira sleeper match of the night. I don't disagree with that, because Ladybird. Well, Ladybird, we know, like, she has been nothing but impressive as a in a tag team, as a singles competitor, holding on to the cup. Like, we know what Ladybird brings to the table. Amira is, a bit of a newer face, has less experience, especially with Mission Pro, but We talked to her. We know she's ready. She's had some huge matches in the past year. I've called some of her matches, and I've become a fan of her in a very short time. But it is a clash of styles. So Amira is really a powerhouse. And Ladybird, she has that high flying ability mixed in, with just like her athleticism. And they're two very talented wrestlers, but they do wrestle different styles. Yeah. And I think that sometimes can make for the best matches from a fan perspective.
That's true. I mean, because it kind of challenges the competitors because you have to navigate your way through that different style. Obviously, like you said, we have Ladybird who's high flying and has so much gymnastics and a lot of very quick. And Amira, to Brian's point as well, adding this into the conversation, Amira, as she mentioned, she's been studying Ladybird. She's been scouting her for a while. And again, I think Brian's right that there is a surprise element that we can't underestimate Amira and others that are having their debuts for the first time here at Mission Pro, because those underdog stories or the people that you least expect can come out and potentially have some surprise win or some upset win or some type of moment. Because I remember when Maya World premiered and debuted at Mission Pro for the first time, people were kind of not necessarily knew the power and the excitement behind her wrestling movesets, and then she surprised everyone and knocked it out of the park. Yeah. And so I don't think we can sleep on Amira and not give her the due that she might have here.
Well, and when we talked to her, she made really clear, and Brian brings up this point, Amira made really clear that, she is preparing for this match. She is intending to impress. She's intending to solidify a spot for herself. And she's been scouting Ladybird. She's going to be prepared for this. I'm sure Ladybird will be prepared too. But I think Amira has exactly that mindset that you're talking to. The same as a Maya World type of situation where that there's a lot of pressure. That it's a very competitive environment. And you go into it on a mission, no pun intended, to steal the show.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I feel like when you have a debut at Mission Pro, you are there to steal the show, whether you win, whether you lose, you have your moments to shine. And that's what's so great about this platform. Joseph says, I'll go with Ladybird because Amira is still finding her footing in Mission Pro. And Joseph brings up an interesting potential moment. I wonder if Tiffany Nieves, our Mission Pro champ, will try to distract Ladybird and tell her to stay out of my match. Ladybird has that cup.
Yeah, we can't ever forget about that, because that just makes Ladybird with the cup. It kind of goes both ways. She can cash that in, which means that any champion has a target on their back. But at the same time, Joseph kind of is making a point that I think we don't think about a lot of time with these cash-in type situations, is that the champs have their eyes on you as well, because they want to make sure that you don't get a jump on them.
Exactly. And, and Tiffany, we'll talk about next week, Tiffany's title defense. But again, you said that the champions have targets on their back, and Ladybird worked hard for that Mission Pro Cup. And so we'll have to see potentially who might cash that in at the right time, at the right moment, because it can happen anywhere at any time. No Gimmicks podcast says Ladybird with the speed and experience advantages. Speed is hard to go up against, even with scouting. That's true. I mean, you have to get your footing right and kind of, this, Veda, that sometimes speed can be so overwhelming in the ring that you're not even ready for it. And so that is a good point to bring up. Will people say it's an upset win if Amira beats the Mission Pro Cup holder Ladybird? That's a question Joseph has. I'm not sure. What does everyone think about that? Walter says Ladybird is about to fly high. You have to say it really. You have to shout it. You have to shout it. So everyone, it looks. So I'm not sure. I don't know officially, Veda, what your prediction is. It looks like in the chat, everyone's supporting Ladybird, has questions about what might happen. But some are saying not to let Amira go by without giving her due as well.
This one is tough because, like I said, we talked to Amira. I know how seriously she's taking this, but Ladybird has been on such a roll in Mission Pro, really impressing, and now she holds on to that cup. And I think by being a holder of the cup, I think that adds a lot of extra pressure. You know, she doesn't want to be, who knows when she's going to cash that in, but she doesn't want to go into that situation off a bunch of like losses too.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Ladybird. Same kind of the same sort of mentality that I had with Shay, Carmichael, and Uju. Just the idea that I think this is a match where everybody is looking to impress, and Amira is going to make a statement whether she wins or not. But Ladybird, I don't know, she's really been on a roll, and she has a ton of support already with everyone at Mission Pro.
Exactly. I mean, I think I'm going to agree with you, Veda, that I think Ladybird is on, and everyone in the chat. I think she is on this roll. I think she has this momentum, and I think this is going to take Amira by surprise. The momentum that she has and the support she has behind her, I think might really surprise Amira and kind of shift her off her game a little bit. But I do wish Amira luck in her debut at Mission Pro, and bring it. And we can't wait to watch it on October 21st at Thriller. You can watch it on Title Match Network. And if you didn't get your tickets, you can get them at missionprowrestling.com. And tickets are still available. We still have VIP tickets, and which is like first and second row, and you get a photo opportunity before the show starting at 5 p.m. We'll open doors just for VIP, and you can get pictures with the whole roster, and we'll have some special Halloween merch and some fun Mission Pro branded merch. If you have not gotten those at a live show, you can get them there, and yeah, it's gonna be great. So, and lots of merch from the wrestlers.
And I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there in San Antonio for the first time live. And I'm bringing merch. So please buy some Veda stuff.
And bring your costume contest. We'll have a costume contest. Veda, are you going to keep your costume a surprise?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like as the judge, I'm not participating really in the costume, but I will be festive at least.
Okay, you'll be festive, but not full costume.
I will at least be festive.
Okay, cool. I have not decided whether I'm full costume because I have to move around a lot, or if I'm just slightly festive in the thriller mood. So we'll see. I still haven't decided. I have a few weeks to figure that out. But everyone, if you all are to San Antonio live, let me know in the chat what you might be dressed up as, or give me some ideas. I need some ideas, or tag me on Twitter right there, and let me know if you have ideas for me, because I might use your idea. Who knows? All right, let's move on to the next match. Oh, good one. Okay, I am so excited for this one. I'm excited for all of them, but I know there's been a few that have kind of gotten a lot of back and forth online, a lot of discourse, and so we're going to talk about this next one. It's Jasmine versus top tier versus Britney Brooks. So this is a big one. Jasmine Allure is a top Mission Pro favorite, former Mission Pro champion, versus Britney Brooks, who was newer to Mission Pro Wrestling, but she's on fire all over the United States. And I think this might be a match contender. I'm throwing it out there.
We keep talking about show stealers, but this one has, so of course, Jasmine, like, we know what she brings. She brings the attitude, but also the competitiveness. Like, she has established herself very firmly in Mission Pro. Like, there's no surprises there. It's just like, with Jasmine, she's top tier. Like, there's nothing else to say. Britney Brooks is a little bit, I think, more of an X factor because we've seen a lot less of her. But like you said, Emily, I mean, just in the past few months, she's really just taken off. Like, I see her on graphics all over literally all over the country. She's traveling. She's, making up for lost time. She doesn't have as much experience as everybody else, but she's just really racking up the experience now. I know she has a big title match out in Illinois, I think this weekend. Like, she could be coming off some really massive buzz. And I don't know, like, there's a reason why Britney's all over the place right now. And I think maybe could be a big threat to Jasmine.
Exactly. I mean, I think she posted her schedule recently. It was pretty much every weekend, like now until the end of the year. She is booked and she is trying to get gold and she's trying to get champion. So I think this is definitely one of, like, when you face Lure, you're facing a former Mission Pro champion. So you have, and Jasmine has been on like many wrestling programs around the country, around the United States, and has made for herself as well. And so there's kind of two very big personalities in the ring, and I'm interested to see how they're going to interact and what they're going to bring to
the other part of this. Yeah, the other part of this that, like, I was kind of forgetting about, but now that I'm thinking about it, actually might be the deciding factor. When you started to talk about, like, Britney being all over the place and how much attention she's getting on all these eyes on her. Remember Izzy? Remember how much attention Izzy was getting, all these eyes on her, everyone was talking about her, and Jasmine was not okay with that. Like, she wants to be the center of attention. And I think the idea that Britney is coming into this match with so much buzz, I don't know, that might fuel Jasmine to even just more aggression. And I think that could really just put this over the top. That's my pick. I'm thinking Britney.
Love Jasmine a lot. Yeah. Okay, so you're thinking Britney.
I'm thinking Britney.
No Gimmick says love Jasmine. So they're saying, but our pick is Brooks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Britney is really just, she's riding so much momentum. I don't know. I'm picking Britney, but I would call that an upset.
Okay, upset. So you're saying if Britney wins, it's an upset?
Yeah, I would think definitely. But she is my pick.
Okay. She's your pick. It looks like No Gimmicks is saying Britney Brooks as well. She lost her debut to My World, but she made us believers. And I think that is a special point that I think is important to remember here, is that when you make your debut, you could win or lose, but you're making a statement about what you can bring to Mission Pro, what you can bring to women's wrestling, what you bring to the industry, to the independent scene. And Britney Brooks is already making a name for herself. She's already making inroads to some of the biggest promotions in the country. And Jasmine has as well. So it's like two of these powerhouse wrestlers coming in, confronting each other. And we could potentially have, Britney Brooks could potentially be a future Mission Pro champion. I'm throwing it out there. If she continues on this path.
For sure.
If she made a statement in her debut, and if she makes a statement against Jasmine Allure, and she continues to make those moments happen, we potentially could have a future challenger or even future champion.
So this chat seems maybe divided, but I am seeing a lot more support for Britney than you might think for someone who's new to Mission Pro. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that Britney just has that, she has that underdog spirit. And although I would think that it would be an upset because Jasmine is amazing, I'm giving this one to Britney. That's my pick.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
This one's hard too.
Okay, my prediction. This one's really hard. So again, Jasmine always has incredible matches. She always brings it. But I actually might go with the fans on this one. I might go with Britney Brooks. I feel like this might be her moment.
Yeah, and it would be a huge moment. So
it would be. Okay, so that one made me sweat a little.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited for it. It's gonna be great no matter what. But like a lot of people are calling this one the show stealer. I think that's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, I think Britney Brooks will win. Jasmine is still probably shook from her fight with Izzy. It's true. Jasmine went full just madness, against Izzy. So still recovering.
Want to do one more?
Yeah, we're going to do one more, and this is going to be an exciting one. I'm looking forward to it. It is in the spirit of the holiday of Halloween, I guess, of Thriller. We are going to talk about the open casket match. We have Black Swan coming back to Mission Pro Wrestling and JP Harlow of Men's Revolution. Again, this is very in theme with Thriller. The caskets are coming back. And I don't know if you've all seen on social media, but there's been a lot of back and forth. Black Swan released this very poetic, very spooky, very scary promo warning JP to prepare for what is to come on October 21st. And it was beautiful and poetic and creepy and made me nervous. And so I don't know if you have not seen it, go on Mission Pro social media channels because it was amazing. And then JP's response, I think we received yesterday or early today, but go on Mission Pro socials or JP and Black Swan socials, and you'll see all their back and forth. But there's definitely been, this is important because this is a rematch. So this is not, they faced each other before. And so this is a rematch casket match. Say that 10 times fast, Veda.
I mean, Black Swan was so, I don't even want to call it impressive because it was more than that. She just established herself immediately as someone just completely unique and had everybody talking. So this rematch, I feel, was inevitable, but it's a casket match. And like you said, it's got a lot of it's just, even just saying casket match is just creepy and spooky. And there's no way that anyone but Black Swan, Zoe Dubois, there's no way that anyone else has an edge in a match like that. She embodies so much of that, just beautiful and creepy and, like you said, poetic. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think that she has such an advantage in terms of the mind games already. Yeah. And I mean, that's not tough with JP Harlow, obviously, but just for the theme of this match, it's so suited to her that I feel like that is just already such an advantage. But JP has, a willingness to do whatever it takes and fall back on whoever he needs to help him. So we have to consider that. But I'm giving it to Black Swan.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good prediction. I mean, we've seen JP run his mouth. He put out the challenge for the casket match at the last show, and Zoe responded. And so I love how Zoe stepped up with confidence and said, you know what? I know I just showed up at Mission Pro. I had my debut match. It was an amazing match, even though she didn't necessarily, didn't get the win, but she showed out and was a fan favorite immediately, right? Yeah. And she was like, you know what? I don't care if I went against JP before. I'm going to go against him again. And I love that confidence. And what's interesting, to Joseph's point, I like Zoe Dubois, Black Swan in this one. Men's Revolution was so cocky when JP issued that challenge. He was thinking somebody like Thunder Rosa or Izzy Moreno would expect to respond to the challenge, but no, it was Zoe. And so I think there was some, some attitude, some cockiness that JP did have when he was like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. Cause he was thinking potentially maybe other people would step up. Bob Berger says, last time out, Black Swan was very impressive. She was elusive and witchy. I like that. But when she got caught, she got dropped.
Well, but because this is not, the same kind of match, it's not a traditional type of match. Maybe that's what Zoe needs, is just this different kind of match that really plays to, her personality and plays to her style. And also, I think, to me, the biggest vote of confidence that I have for Zoe is the fact that when the challenge was issued, the Black Swan stepped up and accepted it, which means that in her mind, she thought she can win this match. You don't proactively decide to take on a match, especially not a casket match, unless you think you have an edge and you think you can win. And I know Yashi, of course, wants to have a rematch and get some revenge on JP, but there's other ways that could have happened. She decided that she would step into this casket match. So that to me means that she is confident.
Yeah, and it shows that she's ready. It shows that she is ready to have a really intense match, because casket matches are no joke. You can't play around with them. They're very dangerous. There's, you know, there's spookiness and magic, and you have these metal wooden caskets. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Could potentially be really, you know, disarming for someone. So this will be a really intense match. So those are only 4 of the matches that we have slated for Mission Pro's Thriller on October 21st. We're going to break down 4 more, which includes the main event championship match next week on Tuesday. So you don't want to join Veda and I on a Mission Tuesdays at 9 p.m. I know we had to kind of change our timeline today because of all of the wrestling happening. And I know some people are still kind of getting off watching all of those. So I appreciate you all coming and joining us here at Mission Pro Wrestling. And as a reminder, we have sponsorships are still open, and we appreciate everyone that's already emailed and sent in sponsorship funds to missionprowrestling@gmail.com. You can get more information there, and we still have wrestlers and some matches available. So you can email us and get more information and get those tickets at missionprowrestling.com for October 21st. Thriller. Wear your costume, wear your festive outfits, and it will be a lot of fun. And so, Veda, where can everyone find you on social media? And we can't wait to see you.
Yes, check me out at It's Veda Time on Twitter, or the X, or whatever we're calling it now. And I kind of link everything off of there. I have my YouTube channel. I think I have a new video coming up maybe tomorrow. But everything kind of goes off the Twitter, so check that out.
Amazing. Thank you, Veda, for always joining us and giving us your predictions and your insights into all of the action here at Mission Pro. I'm Emily May. You can follow me on all socials at Emily May Heller. Follow Mission Pro Wrestling on all social platforms at Mission Pro Wrestling. And thank you all so much for joining us every Tuesday. And join us Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central for Mission Pro Unmatched, where we break down the biggest news and moments in women's wrestling of the week. We appreciate you. Follow, like, subscribe, do all that, hit that notification bell, and we will see you next week. Good night, everyone.
Bye.